Good morning, learners. Today we are going to do the first poem in our course, which is called The Squirrel. This poem is written by Mildred Bowers Armstrong. On your screen right now, you can see the picture of a squirrel. I'm sure that you must have seen a lot of squirrels in your life, and they hop around the trees. They are found in the garden, around your house. They are all the time eating nuts and running here and there. They're very, very funny and lovely creatures, and they're generally found around the trees, right? This is the poem, and if you can see, there are only 6 lines in this poem. It's a very, very short poem, but it's very fun to read. You can do one thing: you can pause the video right here and you can read it for yourself, or you can read it with me as I read. Okay, I'm going to read the poem now. He wore a question mark for tail, an overcoat of grey. He sat up straight to eat a nut. He liked to tease and play. And if he ran around his tree, he went the other way. This poem is written by Mildred Bowers Armstrong, like I told you. You can see the picture of the squirrel. Now, pay close attention to its tail. Can you see that it is shaped like a question mark? Can you see that it is bent in a certain way? That is what the poet is saying, that the squirrel's tail is bent like a question mark. This poem is written by Mildred Bowers Armstrong. Please pay attention to the spelling of the poet's name, and you can also see the picture of the poet, right? Now we'll go back to the poem and analyze it a little bit. We will see what it means. He wore a question mark for tail. What does his tail look like? Who is he here? He is the squirrel. He wore a question mark for tail. What does his tail look like? It looks like a question mark. An overcoat of grey. What does his fur look like? Why are we saying overcoat? Because his skin, which is made up of hair, which is made up of fur, it looks grayish in color. That's why we are saying that it looks as if the squirrel is wearing an overcoat of grey color, right? He sat up straight to eat a nut. How is he sitting? He is sitting in a straight position. He's sitting straight, and what is he eating? He's eating a nut. He liked to tease and play. What does he like to do? He likes to tease and play around. He likes to jump around, hop around, tease everybody, and just have fun with other people. And if we ran around his tree, he went the other way. What does it mean? It means that if you go near his tree, if you go near the squirrel, he will go the other way. He will run away from you, because he's a very lively, very happy sort of a squirrel, right? Now let's move on to a short summary of the poem. Here you can see on your screen, there's a summary, and it has only 3 points because it's a very small poem, so the summary is very, very concise. Let's look at the 3 points. The squirrel, covered in grey fur, sits in an upright position on a tree branch eating a nut. So the squirrel, it's covered in grey fur. What does the fur look like in color? It looks grey in color, right? And he is sitting in an upright position, sitting very straight, and is very busy in eating a nut. His tail looks like a question mark because it is bent in a circular shape. It looks like a question mark. The happy and lively squirrel loves to play with the poet and her friends. So the squirrel is very happy, very lively, very fun-loving. She plays with the poet and her friends. The nature of the squirrel is innocently naughty and likes to tease anyone who comes near him. So because the squirrel is very naughty, very active, likes to run around, so he runs away from anyone if anyone tries to catch him or come near him or his house, right? Next up, let's see some questions about the poem. Who is sitting on the ground and what is it doing? You should be able to answer this. Who is sitting on the ground? Correct. The squirrel is sitting on the ground, and what is it doing? It's eating a nut. The squirrel is sitting on the ground and is eating a nut. Here is the answer. Let's move on to the second question. How does the poet describe the squirrel? You tell me. The word describe means how does the poet tell you about the squirrel? What words does he use? Yes, the poet describes the squirrel as a naughty and intelligent animal whose tail is like a question mark, and who wears a grey colored fur coat, right? This is the third question. He liked to play, he liked to tease and play. Who is teasing whom and how? The squirrel is teasing the poet, and if we run around him, he will go the other way. So, here are the questions. I've discussed 3 questions with you, and I'm wrapping up the session. Thank you.